What's going on, guys? I'm going to make a video early today because there's not going to be any other videos because it's my brother-in-law's birthday today. So I'm going to hang out with the nieces and nephew and my wife and them. But I wanted to leave you guys with something interesting. Today, we're going to briefly talk about trees, grass, and water. I know it sounds fucking boring, right? But it's not. So let's start with this. We know now, okay, that cutting edge quantum physics tells us two things. Number one, with string theory, it tells us that everything vibrates. Nothing doesn't vibrate. So your computer, your desk, your couch, rocks outside, they all vibrate at a frequency. Okay. So there is some form of life to that. Okay. Now we also know that we've also learned that cutting edge quantum physics talks about consciousness being fundamental. Okay. Now there's three levels of consciousness, three dimensions of consciousness. Okay. You have two. You have length, width, height. Okay. That's dimensional for 3D. You also have plant life, animal life, and human life. There is consciousness to all of them. So let's start by talking about trees. Okay. They talk to each other. They use underground networks of fungus and roots to send electrical signals and ask for nutrients, water, and even warn about danger. Okay. It's basically an underground telephone. Okay. Mother trees have even been shown to recognize their offspring and favor them over other trees when sending nutrients. Some trees even become friendly with one another and they're careful not to take each other's sunlight space. They're sentient, okay? Which I think is super fascinating, super loving, super interesting, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, as far as grass goes, okay, that smell of fresh cut grass that you guys all like, that's a distress signal that's coming from the grass. Okay, they're warning other grass about what's happening. They're being cut, they're being harmed. Okay, so we don't understand sentience in the sense that humans have a brain and a nervous system where they can process things. We don't understand or we can't fathom how something without a brain can act in the ways that I've just described, which brings me to water. Now, you have to understand is that most water on Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Okay? Think about it. Okay? It's that old. I'm going to bring you to Dr. Masaru Emoto. Okay? Some of you already know about Dr. Emoto's work, but let me show it. Okay? So he was a Japanese scientist who he basically revolutionized the idea that our thoughts and intentions impact the physical realm. And he researched water for 20 years. Okay. In his book, he demonstrates how water, when it's exposed to loving, benevolent, and compassionate human intentions, results in aesthetically pleasing physical molecular formations in the water. When exposed to fearful and discordant human intentions, results in disconnected, disfigured, and unpleasant. I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay. He also showed us how polluted and toxic water, when exposed to prayer and intention, can be altered and restored to beautifully formed geometric crystals. Okay. These are going to look like snowflakes to you. Okay. It's absolutely mind blowing. Now, remember, consciousness is fundamental and everything is God. Okay. Everything has a sense of sentience. Okay. This is absolutely crazy. Okay. He also studied music on water. Okay. Certain sounds like classical music generate beautiful crystalline patterns, when, believe it or not, people, heavy metal generates ugly and distorted patterns. Okay. So basically, the power of human thought, sound, and intentions affects water. It's absolutely mind blowing. Let me show you some of this. Okay. On the top left, you see thank you. Look at these molecular patterns: wisdom, truth, eternal, angel, I love you, peace. Now look at the one on the right and the right. You fool, you make me sick. Evil, polluted water before prayer, polluted water after prayer. Okay, I'm gonna leave this up for a second so you guys can just take this in. He found that intention and consciousness reside in water. Water has memory. Okay, water understands this. Now, let me see if I could show you another one. Compassion, thank you, wisdom, heavy metal music, I will kill you, you fool. Water before and after Buddhist prayer. The one on the top is after, obviously. The one on the bottom is before. Okay, so you guys have to realize is that we're all energy. Everything is energy, and everything vibrates. Okay, so when you think that killing animals for food and being a vegetarian is one thing, you have to understand is that vegetables also show sentience. It's just the way things are. Everything resonates. Okay. We are all one and everything resonates. So I hope you like my short video and I'll talk to you guys soon.